All right, my video just stopped with storage at exactly the right time. It would be a good idea now if you want to stop here and just do question 1 because they're a bit confusing, and then you can completely forget about it. All right, going on from that, let's use some formulas to find volume. Now, we don't want to be too confused by volume. You might not have thought of this way before, but the volume of any prism is the area of the main shape or the bottom of the prism, and which is the same as the top, multiplied by its length. Okay, now this says area equals 30 centimeters to the power of 3 because it's cubed, because volume is always in like centimeters cubed, meters cubed, all the rest. So we're going to have a look at this one. You're given this value, and sometimes that frightens people, but it shouldn't frighten you. I've drawn an octagon, 8-sided figure, same on the top, which you can't tell because my diagram's so terrible. But if you're ever given the area, that's half the work done. So area of the base times the height. So the area of this base is 30, because they've already worked that out for you. And the height of it, terrible diagram, sorry, is 6. So in these type of questions, you go, oh, that's actually really easy. All right, if they're giving you the base or what the area is, then you just multiply it by the length, the height, how tall that figure is. Now on the end, obviously you lose half a mark if you don't put any units, but also if you put the wrong ones, and in this case we're doing volume, so it becomes cubed. All right, let's look at another figure. So the first thing we want to do is figure out what this actually is. So here's the base and the head of it, and we want to find, so we're going to find first of all the area of that. When we've done that, we'll multiply it by how tall or how long the shape is. So first of all, let's have a look at what the shape must be, and I'm sure you've all worked it out by looking at it already, that those sides are the same because they've got doubles on them, identical lines, which means they're the same. So we have a square here. Now, if we have a square, the first thing we want to do is work out the area of the base. So we're going to work out, the first thing, we're going to work out the area of this square. All right, so the area is going to equal 4 times 4, which is 16. I'm going to leave the units off then. You are welcome to put them in. I'm really good at remembering to put them in at the end, but if you're not so good, you need to put them all the way through. All right, and then the last thing we want to do, that'd be fine. It's great revision if we're up to the area exercise, but we're not. We're up to the volume one, which says area of the base multiplied by the height. So we've just worked out what the area of this base is, here and here. It's 16. And the length or the height or how tall the shape is 10. So your answer is going to be 160. That's where we want to put in our centimetres cubed, and that's the end of the answer. So the next easiest one to follow on from that is just a rectangle shape. So here we have the base or the shape. So this is called a rectangular prism. It's got the same on the top and the bottom, so it's a prism and not a pyramid. And I want to figure out the area of that. So we're going to call that 1. I've already got it down here. So it's 10 along the bottom and 3 along the side. So we're not concerned at the moment about how tall it is, okay? All we want to do is find that area. So the area is going to be 3 times 10, or 10 times 3, of course, it doesn't matter. So now we have the area of the base. To find the volume, we're going to do area times height. We just worked out the area is 30, so it's going to be 30 multiplied by our height, which is 3. No, it's not. It's 11. Oh, that's a common error. Height. Oh, there. That's how tall it is. But you've already used that, so don't use it again. So the other element is our 11. So it's going to be 30 times 11. 3 11s are 33 with a 0. You could use your calculators, of course. And on the end, we're going to put centimetres. And don't forget to put the cubed. All right, so let's be thinking about what you've done. You've done an odd shape that gives you the area. You've done a square. You've done a rectangle. What else are we going to do? Say it to yourself, hopefully, before you see this picture. All right, we're going to do a triangular prism. So the triangle's on the bottom and the top. And we're going to do one with a circle, all right, which we now know to be called a cylinder. All right, so if you looked here, you would see that the kind of shape this is a triangle. I've redrawn it down here, even though it's a pretty terrible drawing. This is the figure that we're looking at. Now, the base is 10 and the height is 5. We need to work out the area of that triangle. So hopefully you're saying out loud, oh, I know the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is half base times height. Another thing you want to have on your cheat sheet is just all these formulas. All right, so we're going to have a half times, we're just looking at this 2D shape here. The base is 10 and the height is 5. So we're going to have a half of 10 is 5 times 5 is 25. And now our final step is our volume is equal to our area by our height. We've just found our volume to be 25. We're going to multiply it by the height. So what's the thing you haven't used yet? How tall, how long, how high the figure is? Well, it's 8. And if we want to multiply 25 by 8, you should get 200. This is where we come into it. They're millimeters and they're cubes. All right, so the very last one we're doing is a cylinder. And so we know that this is a circle, as is the base of it. So therefore it's a prism because it's got the same top and bottom. And the first thing we have to do, therefore, is find out the area of the circle. Once again, great revision. So here I've drawn my circle. It's a shocking one again. And the information that we're given is this 4.2. Now, what is that? Who can say? All right, it's the diameter. Good. Now, if we want to do the area of a circle, hopefully we're yelling that out to the TV monitor, the computer. The area of a circle is half. No, it's not. Gosh, I just said that and went, hang on. Area of a circle is pi squared. No idea why I said half. All right, so, I'm sorry about the shading. It's time of day, I'm afraid. On my camera, I mean. So we need the radius. We don't want the diameter. So they're trying to trick you and get you to do a bit more work. 4.2, half of that is 2.1. So let's put that information in. We have pi times 2.1 all squared. If you put that into your calculator, which I've already done, go, go, go. Hopefully you get 13.85. All right, that was our first step. Second step, the volume equals area multiplied by height. We have just found the area to be 13.85. We're going to multiply that by how tall the cylinder is. It's 3. And hopefully your final answer is 41.56. What do we put on the end, everybody? Meters. Good, this time cubed. Excellent. All right, so then I've got written, look at worked example 20, page 455. Now we're not going to do this because I think I just want to explain what it is and I don't want these videos to go for too long. So this is in your book. The last couple of questions just involve a couple of solids together. So it might annoy you because you've got sort of 2 questions in one. So it'll take a bit longer, but it's not mathematically any more difficult. So you look at this, and basically to find the volume of this solid, you find the volume of the rectangular prism on the bottom. Then you find the volume of the cylinder on the top, and then you add these 2 answers together. Okay, so you can look into the actual working out for that on page 456, but I think you'll be fine with that. Excellent. Okay, now these are the questions that I'd like you to do. And then you can see a few I've written there from the review. So if you finish 12.7, you can start the review. There's many more questions than that, but that's the start. Your object today is to get as much as 12.7 done and upload it. If you do that like 10 minutes before the end of the lesson, I'll let you know if you've done enough or not. Okay, thank you very much.